Today we're going to be looking at, I think, an important part of a tarot practice. Now, these searching through the deck spreads, it's a family of spreads, or it's an overall technique which goes like this. Say a client comes feeling hopeless or depressed. Of course, it could be you. A good way of starting the session, of opening it up, is to say, let's look for hope. Where is hope? Which card symbolises hope? Let's say the Star. You could pick any card. Then you shuffle and you look through the pack until you find the Star. Now this actual moment of shuffling and looking through the pack, it's a bit poetic, isn't it? It's a bit symbolic, because you actually are looking for something while doing this. That's why I think this is a very good kind of brain expanding way of doing tarot. It speaks to something symbolic inside of us. Oh, there's the Star. So you find out where it is in the pack and which cards are adjacent. I'm going to do this video just talking about 3 card spreads. You could pull out 5 cards around the Star if you wanted. Now, you may know that I use the yin-yang rule, which is that if more than 50% of the cards are reversed, I will reverse the whole meaning. So that would be, in this case, the reading that I would then do for the client. Where is hope? Hope is between the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Now, that wasn't a reading for anyone in particular. That was just a demonstration. I won't even attempt to interpret that. It looks like quite a complex proposition. Now, what we're looking for here, it could be, where is success? What would you have for that? The Chariot, the World. It could be the 6 of Batons. Where is love? Well, the Lover's card. Where is progress? The Chariot. Where is inspiration? Maybe the Star again. So this is an extremely simple technique, which I think everyone should know about. It's a real winner. Now, I was feeling the need to give myself a sort of therapeutic tarot reading the other day, and I kind of spontaneously developed this spread into something a bit bigger. And to do that, I combined it with my problem and suggestion, or problem and solution spread. So this is what happened. You may know that I have this spread called What's My Problem, or the Problem and Solution spread, which is incredibly simple, which is, I'm not even sure if I invented it, it's so obvious, which is, what's the problem, what's the solution? As simple as that. Or it could be, what are the suggestions to get me over my problem? If you don't understand what that means as your problem, you could illuminate it with other cards. So it's a very kind of basic, very, very rich, very, very helpful way of putting down tarot cards. Now, I recently decided I was going to kind of like marry up these 2 concepts. I was feeling anxious, ladies and gentlemen. Can't think why, living in the world in 2025, I was feeling anxious. So I asked the tarot, in a sense, define my anxiety and please define the solution. So then I decided I would pick a card to symbolize anxiety. It had to be the 9 of Swords. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the anxiety card. Then I decided I would pick a card to symbolize the solution to anxiety. Now that's a bit more difficult and it requires a bit of thought in a sense, but you're not required at this stage to come up with the answer or the cure. You're just looking for, in a sense, another significator. So I thought, okay, let's have the Magician. That's a jolly card. He's quite optimistic. He's quite energetic. He's not really anxious, is he? Now I'm looking through the pack for 2 cards. Okay. I shuffle. And I look. I'm now looking for the Magician and the 9 of Swords. So there's the 9 of Swords. Now let's find the Magician. And there is the Magician. Now I'm going to apply my yin-yang rule, not to the overall spread, but to each triad. And it's important to know before you start how you're going to apply your yin-yang rule if you apply it. So in other words, I don't want, for each triad, I don't want more than 50% to be reversed. So this triad is going to be reversed. You can work without the yin-yang rule if you want, but it's part of my practice and I can't really demonstrate things without it. So now in a sense, I've defined my problem, my anxiety, and I've defined where the solution might lie. Now I'll do a quick reading here just to demonstrate how this might work. Well, it looks like my anxiety is a curious mixture of retiring from the battle and observing. Okay, so it feels like I need to be a bit more active, doesn't it? And the suggestions for the solution, it looks like something about the rewards might come from, okay, an avoidance of Page of Cups energy. So maybe I'm being a bit too woo-woo or a bit too dreamy, and maybe I need to be a bit more grounded. I mean, that's very, very hypothetical. I just want to make some observations about this spread, which I think is extremely good and extremely helpful. And it's this. You're not actually reading these two cards. These cards are significators. What I mean by that is, if either or both of your significators come up reversed, I choose to ignore that. For me, that doesn't mean anything. It's just there, okay? That one could also have been reversed. It doesn't really matter. I think these are cards in the sense that one has chosen to put down on the table. So I don't think one can ascribe any divinatory meaning to them. So I would ignore the dignity of these two cards and just read these four. So have a go with that. As I say, it could be wider, you know, it could be like that, and it could be like that, if you're the sort of person who likes to see a lot of cards on the table. I actually am the sort of person who thinks less is more with tarot, and that would be enough for me. But have a go, try it out, and if you come up with any interesting variations or interesting observations, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next week with more of this stuff, because I am Robert Farrar and this is Tea and Tarot. Bye.